Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and this video is about one and done knives. Now, personally, I don't believe in getting just one knife because that's like saying only having one knife in your kitchen. That just doesn't make sense. There's different things, different purposes, different, blade shapes for different purposes and reasons, and yada, yada, yada. But if you were in the market just to get one good pocket knife, just a good all-arounder, because that's what it's about, having a blade shape that just works for the majority, right? So I'm going to go down this list backwards, right? Starting with my number one is going to be the SPYDERCO MANIX. Every time, because the SPYDERCO MANIX, and actually the next few on this list are knives that you can upgrade. You can get them and then you can make them your own. There are so many different parts available for this. You can get different scales like this. I got titanium scales with a titanium cage. You can get different clips. You can basically make it your own, get your own hardware. And also this comes in so many different options. Now, if you do want to upgrade it in the future, you need to get the G10 model. The FRN model, you can't take apart. But they do have a lightweight version, which is the FRN model. Still a great option. It's a lightweight. It's the locking mechanism is made to be used. It's a knife you can open and close over and over and over and over, and it stays reliable. It's nice and strong. The way this lock system works, it's a spring with a ball, a steel ball that gets pushed up behind the tang of the blade, and it's rock solid lockup. So there's a lot of reasons why this is my number one choice. Also, the blade shape and geometry, nice and slicey, great blade shape for utility cuts, push cuts, slicing. It's very versatile. So the SPYDERCO MANIX 2, the MANIX 2 is going to be my number one option for one and done knives. Now, going with basically the same list, the PM2, for all the same reasons. You can get all kinds of parts, the blade is very versatile, and you can get so many different steels. Same thing with the MANIX, with the PM2. And by the way, I'm linking everything down in the description. The PM2, fantastic knife. It just works really good. Like I said, so many different steels, so many different parts you can get, and you can get the CME from OCD for EDC. The compression lock made easy from OCD for EDC. It basically turns your compression lock into a button lock. SPYDERCO PM2, great option. I recommend the CURWEAR one the best, but that's up for debate. It just depends on what you want. Next would be the pair 3. Same reasons, all the same exact reasons. This one is in MAXAMET. This one's going to be a little bit more expensive, but MAXAMET holds an edge for a very, very, very long time, and that's why I would recommend this exact one. The SPYDERCO Para 3, your working edge will last for such a long time. These things have a really good, well, first of all, SPYDERCO does a really good job with their heat treats. That's another thing. That's why I'm recommending SPYDERCO as well for number one list, because they do a really good job with their heat treats. That's been proven over and over and over. They're running their steels at optimal ranges. This MAXAMET right here will cut like 1,000 feet of cardboard before it needs to be tuned up. Like, it's just incredible. And like I said, everything will be linked down in the description. And as you can see, I got the CME from OCD for EDC, because if you're left-handed, the compression locks are not very easy. But Para 3, that's basically just a smaller version of the PM2. Now, the SPYDERCO GAYLE Bradley. This is an amazing work knife, and I figure if you're getting a one and done, you probably don't care about fidget factor too much, and that's kind of the downfall here. The detent sucks on this thing, so it is more of a slow roller. Yes, you can still flick it and reverse flick it, but it just has such a light detent, and the access to the lock bar is horrible. I cut mine back, which is very easy to do, and I do have a video about it, I believe. Either way, the actual knife itself, the ergos are so good. And like I said, but with most SPYDERCOs, you can get new scales. This one has scales and a clip, but the blade shape, this one's in CPM M4, which is an incredible steel. Now, you do have to worry about corrosion with this steel. Same thing with the MAXAMET we were talking about earlier. But it cuts for such a long time, takes such an incredible edge. I love this blade shape. I love the overall profile of this. And as a user, amazing. The SPYDERCO Chef. The SPYDERCO Chef, this is a pricey knife, but I think if you're looking for just one good knife, this is an amazing, amazing choice. It's basically corrosion proof. You're not going to have to worry about rust or anything like that. I still recommend keeping it oiled and clean, but it has a great blade shape for EDC, even though it has a big upswept belly. That's what makes it really good for cutting food, and it's called the Chef. So it's really good in the kitchen and things like that, but also this blade shape actually works good for utility cuts. The way the handle canters down right here fits nice in the palm and gets you a lot of leverage down into the tip, you know, going around boxes and things like that. Super smooth, glassy action. It has a deep carry clip that works great. The wire clips work amazingly well, and it is reversible LC200N blade steel. So not the longest lasting edge retention, but I think if you're looking for the edge retention, pick one of the other ones before, because those, you know, the PM2, the MANIX, all those have really good edge retention. This is still going to have good edge retention, just not to the extreme of what some other steels have. More of a mid-grade steel. Now, it's going to be easy to sharpen, though, easy to maintain, easy to strop. So this is a very easy to maintain knife, and that's kind of the beauty of it, and it carries so good. You know, you feel good about it. It's a solid knife, solid choice, and yeah, you really can't go wrong with the SPYDERCO Chef. The only problem is they are not cheap. And if you do have the funds to afford something like this, I highly recommend the SPYDERCO Chef. I really, really do. You know, I wish I could recommend the Slish Buoy, but I can't because, you know, you can't get them, at least right now. But you can definitely get this, and I will have it linked down in the description. Let's get to the next one. Now, if you're very simple and you want to get something affordable, the DELICAs. It is just a simple little backlock, but you can still one-hand it very easily. Now, same thing, you can get aftermarket parts for this. This one has copper scales with a forced shipwreck patina on it that I did, but very simple. There's nothing, you know, I'm not going to say too much about the DELICA. It's just a great knife. The blade shape, it works perfect for EDC for most things you're going to do, and a backlock is one of the strongest locking mechanisms and systems. It's so reliable, you know, it's been tried and tested. So the SPYDERCO DELICA. Next is the BENCHMADE GRIPTILIAN and the BENCHMADE BUGOUT. Most likely, I'd probably recommend the BUGOUT first. Same thing again with the SPYDERCOs. Lots of different parts you can get. The BUGOUT is such a great lightweight EDC. Super easy to use. There is a lot of different options. I would say just get the S30V base model. It's great, and if you want to upgrade it in a year or so with new scales or whatever, you always can. Reliable lock. Now, Omega springs have been known to break from time to time, but BENCHMADE has the best warranty in the business. They will take care of it, and you can buy aftermarket ones for like $6 a pair and just have them laying around just in case. But BENCHMADE's, like I said, lifetime warranty. Even if you snap your blade, it'll cost you like $20, $20 to $40, depending on the steel. But for anything else, you know, they'll just take care of it. So great warranty and lots of upgrade options. You know, the BENCHMADE GRIPTILIAN is one of my favorite BENCHMADEs, and it has the whole deployment if you get the sheep's foot version. Now that can be a little bit tougher to get. It seems like I don't see this model as much anymore, personally. But yeah, great knife. But anyways, the BUGOUT though is probably the one I would recommend the most out of the BENCHMADEs. Let's get to the next one. I don't expect for a one and done. Most people are not just going to go all out and spend $475, but the CRK SEBENZA is one of the best one and done knives. They have a great warranty. It's a fantastic work knife. I do recommend replacing your thumb studs to aftermarket ones. But man, such a great knife. I love this knife, and yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this because it is so expensive that I don't expect most people to get this as their one and done. So I'm not going to say too much about it. TWOSUN TS223. fantastic choice. Now, the problem is if you do get it from my link from Amazon, you're going to have to wait like 3 to 4 weeks probably until you receive it. But for the parts you're getting M390 titanium, well done carbon fiber. The fit and finish is amazing. You're getting ceramic cage bearings on a racetrack. The action is really good. The geometry is really good. Beautiful sharpening tool. As a user, this is an amazing, amazing knife. Now, it is a full-size knife. The lockup is rock solid. Just you get a lot for your money here. You know, right around 150 bucks. Next would be corrosion-proof knife. You got the Quiet Carry WAYPOINT. These are available. I do not have a link for it, but you can go to Quiet Carry's website and you can get these. They're not cheap, but you're getting VanX Super Clean Steel, which is an amazing, amazing steel. I do recommend you sharpen it right away, though. Their factory edges don't seem to last very long, but after it does have a good quality fixed angle edge on it, done with diamonds, the edges will hold up for a long time. Titanium, it has an LC200N liner, which is basically corrosion proof liner. We already talked about the steel. The blade is nice and thin. The geometry is nice and thin. This whole thing is very easy to carry, and it's a great knife. Even though it's so slim, so light, and easy to carry, you still have a full-size knife with good blade geometry. And the clip works so good in and out of the pocket. Any of the Quiet Carries is a great one-and-doner. Next, the SIG Sauer K320. Now, this is done by Hogue, and this thing has grown on me so much. It's a very reliable knife. Fantastic knife. It does come in a Tonto and an automatic version. Now, this little spot right there, if that annoys you, you know, over a while you could just cut it out, but, you know, it works as a little bit of a finger guard, and I notice it does help slip materials into your cuts when you are cutting. Amazing ergos. This is super duper comfortable. Now, this isn't the most versatile blade shape on the list of blade shapes we're doing, but it still works really, really good. It's very, very reliable, and it's a knife you can kind of beat up and not have to worry about. Next, the TWOSUN TS129. This is very similar to this one, where you're going to have to wait a couple weeks to get it, but when you do, you will not be disappointed. This has an amazing blade shape for EDC, very versatile here. Great utility cuts, great for trapping materials and even cutting straps and things like that, getting up and behind straps and popping them. Like I said before with the 223 titanium, beautiful carbon fiber, very well done titanium and carbon fiber. The clip works great, has ceramic cage bearings on a track. The detents are good. This one is a front flipper and it has the hole deployment. And even if you're not good at reverse flicking, this hole is really good for the thumb flick or the slow roll. It does have internal stop pins. Same thing with the 223. So nice strong lockup. It does help with side-to-side play, and they're just such good knives, man. You can take them apart, put them back together very easily. M390, great geometry. Now, TWOSUN doesn't do the best with their M390 steel, but for what you're paying, it's a fantastic choice. Next, we have the Keen. So this would be the drop Keen. Now this is just, I put this on the list because it's super simple. It can speak to most people ergonomically. It's going to be comfortable in most hands. So regardless of how big or small your hand is, it's a full-size knife. The flipping action is great. Spear point blade, so it's going to be nice and versatile. And it's super simple. That's what's great about it. Super simple, easy to get. They're almost always available. I will have it linked down in the description. The clip works really good. It's titanium, S35VN, good materials. And yeah, and it's a Ray Laconico design, which Ray Laconico is one of probably the most recommended type of knives because his knife designs just kind of speak to everybody. Now, the KANSEPT CONVICT. Now, you know, this is around $200, a little bit over $200, but I can't recommend this one enough. I absolutely love this knife. It's just so comfortable in the hand, and it's especially this version, the double thumb stud version. You got to watch out because they have the other one with the thumb disc thing. Not that one. This one. This one is so smooth. It's so good. Even though it's only thumb studs, you have great fidget factor. And it's super comfortable in the hand. It's going to be easy to use and manipulate. The blade shape's great. The geometry's great. The sharpening choil works great. You're going to get a lot of good sharpenings on it. It looks good, you know, and it's a sheepdog design. Sheepdog does great designs. S35 VN blade steel, titanium frame lock, and it's a solid knife. Great option there. Now, let's talk to people that are on a tight budget. So, if you're on a tight budget, and you really are, CIVIVI knives. Just about anything from CIVIVI will be good, right? But my most recommended from CIVIVI is going to be the CIVIVI. This is the Brazen 14C28N full-size knife, 3.5-inch blade. They do a great job with their 14C28N steel. It has internal stop pins, great detent, great ergos. Clip is reversible, deep carry clip. Access to the lock bar is really good. Very smooth on the drop. And it's a simple design, but that's what's beautiful about it. That's why it works so good. Now, another great choice from CIVIVI, if you want something very similar to that, but just a little bit more affordable, you can go with the ACTIUM. Now, this one has a nice deep hollow ground blade, so you're going to get a lot of sharpenings out of this. D2 steel, and again, it has the flipper deployment and the thumb studs. These two knives are very similar. The one big difference is this one's D2, this one's 14C. The 14C is a little bit better, but D2 is an incredible steel too. You just got to worry about the corrosion, and CIVIVI doesn't do a bad job with it, which is SENCUT is CIVIVI. But my most recommended knife, like on a budget, especially for just an all-around good knife, is going to be the Elementum. Hollow ground blade, you can get lots of sharpening. Even this one's been sharpened so many times, and it's still nice and thin behind the edge, so it's going to cut really good. Now, they have S35 VN models and D2 models. You can get all different types of colors and handle materials. There's just so many options with the Elementum. I think it's a fantastic choice. It's super simple. The flipping action's great. It's going to fit in most people's hands, and you can always take advantage of this choil area right there, or you can stay back here. But deep carry clip, good detent, just an all-around good knife. And I think if you're looking for a one and done, you're not looking for anything spectacular. You're looking for something that's going to work good. Now, if you want something a little bit longer, here's the Elementum button lock. Has the same blade shape, same grind. It's going to be a little bit bigger in the hand, except for it is a button swinger. So you have to push the button and swing it out. It's very easy to manipulate once you get used to it. It does lock closed, but great options here for on a tight budget, and they just work so good. And this is somewhat of a gravity knife without actually being a gravity knife. Now, the CIVIVI, PINTAIL, the CIVIVI PINTAIL. Not this exact one. I'd recommend the S35 VN option with the micarta scales. I do recommend the Elementum first, but this one has such a broad, deep hollow grind. This thing slices like a beast. The reason why I recommend the Elementum just a little bit more is because this handle pushes you back a little bit. But if you have small to medium sized hands, this will work great for you. Or if you just want a small to medium sized knife, fantastic option. And you know, it has a good quality steel without beating your pockets up too much, and it's a solid choice. Not hard use, but great option. And if you're wanting titanium on a budget, you have the QSP Penguin. Now, this one is the traditional folding pocket knives edition. This one's not going to be available till the 18th, but they have other options with full titanium. You can get titanium penguins. They have multiple different options. They even have a very affordable option that's a liner lock with denim micarta or other micartas for like 35 bucks. So the QSP Penguin is a fantastic choice, especially on a tight budget. And even the premium materials are very affordable. So great knife here. Absolutely love the QSP Penguin. And like I said, it's so affordable. You really can't go wrong with it. And the blade shape works great for utility cuts. It's going to work great for slicing. But anyways, let's get to the next one. Now, my last option for a one and done is the KIZER Mini Critical. And let me explain. So This is going to be the best option if you worry about corrosion. But 3V steel for right around $100. Micarta, it comes with a nice strong detent that's going to break in over time. The longer you have it, the better it's going to get. Super smooth, fantastic deployment. You can get a full 4-finger grip. If you have XL gloves, it's not going to be, you're going to be a little tight on the ergos, but as a work knife, as a tool, this is a great option. 3V is a great steel. Not maybe necessarily the best application being this knife, but I don't think they're doing a bad job with it. Mine's been pretty good, and it takes a really good edge. It holds an edge really good. It's a super tough steel, but it's not very corrosion resistant, so you are going to have to worry about that. So keep your blade nice and oiled, but if you're able to keep up with your knives, keep them dry, keep them oiled, and all that good stuff, this is a great one-and-done option on a budget. For right around $100, you're getting 3V steel, a solid build, and yeah, it's a great work knife. It's a great tool. But that's the list, guys. Some one and done options for you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.